Be with you in a second. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover my cookie. This is the cookie cutter that I use to cut this cookie out. As you can see, it's a little shifty from baking, but that's fine. So let me move this off to the side. So I'm just gonna roll this out. It's a little hard. I tried to soften it up some. And you want to just keep checking it for size. Okay, so there's my heart. We'll cut my heart out. Peel this off. Bam. There we go. So there's our heart. Now, I'm gonna lift this up. Now I'm just going to ever so gently, I have my little jar of paintbrushes back here, and then I have some water. I got two different things of water back here. I don't know how well you can see them. I have this in case I need to wash a brush and reuse a certain brush, and then this is just a little thing of water that I'm going to use to attach my pieces to one another. So I'm actually just going to take a little bit of water, very little. I'm actually just going to brush the top of my cookie. It's not going to hurt nothing. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna place it right on top. Just like that. And I got a little bit of water on it, that's okay. And I'm just gonna smooth it out, like so. Now, so now my cookie is covered, but I wanna jazz it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take some of my pink pearl dust because I feel like she would be like pink and sassy and all that stuff. And I'm gonna add some sparkle to the pink. You don't really need a lot. I definitely wanna add it to the edges because I mean, I'm gonna paint it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, whoops, I always do that, wrong side. Is I'm gonna take a little bit of cornstarch, pat it down, and I'm gonna roll this out. I kind of want it a little thick because, oh, I also, if you notice up here, I arranged my cookie cutters of how they're gonna go. So these are the insides of her ears, that is her mouthpiece, that's her mouth, this is her nose, her eyes, the pupils, and all that fun stuff. So let me see, is this big enough? It is. So I'm going to press my cookie cutter down. I'm going to remove the excess. I'm going to set this off. Actually, I'm going to put it back in this little tub right here. Whoops. And then I am going to press this out. Okay, come on, don't mess with me. All right. Now her hair kind of messed up some, but that's okay. We can fix that. I am going to get a small piece of wax paper so I can put the pieces on this. So the first thing I also want to do is I'm going to just smooth these edges down and pull it towards the back. I am going to fix her hair a little bit more, like that. So when I open my iPad, this is what I have. So I know what pieces go about where, you know what I mean? So I have that for reference. If you don't have this on an iPad or something, you can just print out a picture or something like that. So, move that right there. So as I look at the picture, I see the mouth roughly goes about there. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to cut this section out, I think. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. And I'm just gonna pat this down a little bit. Okay? So I cut her mouth bit out. Where's that other piece? Okay. So I'm gonna cut the mouth out. And I did have some white fondant. Here we go. Right here. Let me move her off to the side. I'm just gonna kind of warm this up a little bit. And then we're gonna roll this out for our pieces. Because it's a little cold, it's a little crumbly right now, but we'll get it to work and everything in 2 shakes of a stick. Okay, so let me roll this out. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna cut the mouth section out, the mouth / nose section. I'm gonna clean this part out. I'm gonna use a nice clean brush to push it out. Just like that. Now there's a little indentation. Actually, what I'm gonna do is put that back in there, and I'm gonna see if I can press that down a little more just to get more of an impression. There you go. I don't know how well you can see that. Here, I'll lift it up. So there's like the impression right there. I'm just gonna neaten it up. I might take a very fine brush, dip it in a little bit of water, put it around the sides, and pop it in there. Now this is a little small because she's so big, so I need this to be this width. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually take this out and I'm gonna do it again, but I'm gonna roll this out a little thicker. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the next piece in. I actually wanted this piece a little bit bigger because bears usually have like a nice big like poofy cheeks or whatever. So I definitely wanted to leave that big. Now, let me look back. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do the inside of the ears, but I'm gonna do them smaller. Now, what I did was to figure out what was which, I took my big cookie cutter and I kind of like played like a puzzle game, and that piece fits in rather well and this piece fits rather well. So I know which side is which. So I'm gonna take these out. And then the pieces that you already use, I would suggest to just move them off to the side so you don't get confused. So I'm gonna roll this pretty thin. Whoops. Roll it pretty thin. And then I'm just gonna cut this piece. Now see, one thing I have to say, or one thing that I've noticed, is that these cookie cutters actually do not cut that well. They're like very thick, but if you can get the gist of it, I think you'd be okay. I just don't know if they're just like not made well, but I don't know. So we have our ears cut. So I'm gonna set this off to the side because I'm gonna need that piece anyway. I'm gonna take my paintbrush and I'm just gonna pop them out. Pop that out. Move these because I'm done with those. I have pink luster dust everywhere. Okay, so let's say this is how this ear goes. So I'm just gonna like kind of straighten this up a little bit. And then I'm gonna straighten this one up too. I'm debating on if I should cut them out of here. Which, you know what, I might, because then they can be like sunk in, you know? Can we like move you, please? Thank you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, whoops, this one, and I'm looking to see how, oh my goodness, these little tiny pieces. And I'm going to cut this piece out right here. I don't want to wiggle it too much. I want to be super careful. And then I'm just going to pop this right in the ear. Just pop it right in the ear. There we go. Pop that out. Put that over there. Okay, give me this piece. And then I'm gonna put this one right here. Push it down. Very carefully take it out. Try not to mess anything up. Pop that out. And then if, like I said, if you want to, take a very small dip of water. I didn't do it on the last one, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And put that in here. And just straighten that up some. I kind of want to just like fix this a little bit. Okay, so there's that bit. So let's move this off to the side. So now we're gonna cut out the eyeballs, the balls of the eyes. And so this is one eye. I'm gonna roll these a little, because I'm actually just gonna lay the eyes on top. I'm gonna get them like really thin. Get them really thin like that. And then there's one eye, and then two eyes, and then clean the bottoms off. Whoops, oh, that eye came right out. So there's one eye. There's two eyes. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna lay these right on top. I'll put a little bit of water. So this is gonna be the next bit. And that is actually gonna go above that eye, I believe. Because one eye is definitely smaller than the other one. So this eye actually goes like right here, because this is the bigger eye. I'm just gonna kind of smoosh that down. And then you got this eye that goes like right here, I think. Because I need this piece to go. Is her eye not in the right spot? Oh no, they're more over. So no worries, just move it over a little bit, because this piece goes across the top. Should I move it down a little bit? Move her eye down some. And then move that down a little bit. Press that in. I'm just going to press it down in there a little bit. And then I'm going to do this lightning bolt thing. I don't know what this really is, but I know these aren't going to be perfect, but they're still gonna be fun. Now let me get a different brush and push that out. Come on, get out. Please don't mess up. Oh man. Oh well. I knew it wasn't gonna be perfect. So what I'm gonna do, that top bit was hard to get out. So I'm just gonna kind of improvise it a little bit. And I'm gonna put this on the back. Now this curves around her eye. So there's like her little mark. And I just realized I forgot to paint her. No big deal. Okay, so now she just needs two little, they didn't really give me a cutter for her eyes, but it's just two little round circles. So I'm just gonna put a dot in the middle. And that's actually too big. So I have to actually break this in half and put a little dot in the middle. A little dot in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to take, hold on one second. Okay, so I got my Midnight Black food coloring, and I'm literally just gonna take my nail polish daughter, which I have not used for nail polish. I use this strictly for cakes. Dip it in there, and I'm just gonna dot it. Just like that. Maybe make it a little bit more. Bam. So we got the dots, we got the eyeballs. Now I need, now which one is the black? No. Yes. So now I need just a little piece of black. And I'm gonna just kind of, there's a little bit of cornstarch here. I'm just gonna roll that out. I'm gonna turn this back on. And then, so I need her little heart nose. There we go. Cut, whoops. Cut that out. Clean it up. Pop it out. And then let's put this back. Let's bring this back over here. And then again, just a dab of water. And then put her nose right on there. There's her nose. And just make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, there's her nose. Now we need a little tush of red. I'm not gonna use that. A little tush of red. Oh, let me get my red. Okay, so we got a little bit of red. Let's cut our little mouth out. Just whoops. Just like that. Trim it up. Make it look nice. Move that off to the side. Let's bring her back over here. Again, just a dab of water. Let's get that on there. Whoops. There we go. And there you go. There's Valentine. Now, she needs, I should have put a little bit of purple in. I just thought about it. As I'm looking at this picture, I'm like, that looks like it has a little bit of purple, which is probably what I should have done. I am going to make this a little bit like more up to the nose. But there we go. So there she is. So now I'm just going to gently pick her up. Move this off to the side. Let's move that off to the side. Let's bring my cookie in. And I guess she is a little bit of a different color. I mean, she is raised, so that helps. And let me grab my water. And I'm just gonna put her right here in the middle. And then I'm just gonna stick her down. Just like that. And then let me put, if you see like any part sticking up, no biggie. You can just put them down with glue, well, with water. If you see any like cornstarch, you can just clean it up. Also, if you want to make her stand out a little bit more, you could take some black food coloring and go over her if you want. So I'm actually just going to leave her like that, but I am going to add some of these little hearts around her. And I'm just going to take my little fingernail dotting tool that I bought, again, specifically for cake decorating. And I'm just going to get some of these little hearts. And I'm just going to stick them, well, they're supposed to be sticking on. And sticking them on the cake here. Which side did I do what? There we go. I'm not going to put a lot. I'm just going to put some. So I'm going to use one side to put a dot of water. And the other side, well, maybe I'm not going to use the other side to pick it up. And then just stick it on. I'm not going to put a lot, just a few. Just to add a little whatever to it, little pizzazz, because she was the Valentine's Day bear. So I think that's all. Let's move on to the